Vita Alizé Jenkins, Administrative Assistant. That's my title.
Steve's always been cocky. Always. The conversations me, him, Wendy used to have on set, it's the same.
Why do you think we're your friend? Listen to me. We're men. Why would we just want to be your friend?
What Terri Vaughn just exposed about Steve Harvey changes everything. From being hailed as the clean-cut king of relationship advice to whispers of wild connections with Diddy, Steve Harvey's image may not be as polished as it seems.
Cameras all over the house and 100,000
bottles of baby oil.
Yeah, what? That's all the bottles.
Nah, that's AI. That's
that
gotta be AI. That's gotta be AI.
I don't know if it's AI. I think that's real. I think it was lube and baby oil.
From freak-off parties and baby oil jokes to that uncomfortable Lori-Diddy engagement talk, things are starting to look suspicious.
Because I'm so quiet, there's been so many stories that have been made up about me. Like I've seen stories about me.
Now, Terri Vaughn is hinting Steve's always been cocky and maybe always hiding something bigger. Just how deep does the rabbit hole go? Let's talk about The Steve Harvey Show, a comedy that many people loved. This sitcom aired on the WB network from August 25th, 1996 to February 17th, 2002.
Did we date?
It ran for 6 seasons and brought laughter, life lessons, and heartwarming moments. Some people get it mixed up with Steve Harvey's daytime talk show, but that one came much later, from 2012 to 2017.
Why do you think we're your friend? Listen to me. We're men. Why would we just want to be your friend?
They are 2 different shows. The sitcom came first and helped make Steve Harvey even more popular. The person who created the show was Winifred Hervey. She is a smart and talented woman who worked on other popular shows before this one. She helped write and produce in the house.
Airplanes?
Yeah, and
the chickens.
The chickens, yes.
And she was also an executive producer for The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
We're not really here!
That means she helped run the show and make big decisions. She worked hard behind the scenes and helped make sure everything ran smoothly. Her skills helped shape The Steve Harvey Show into something special. The episodes were directed by Stan Lathan. He is also a well-known and talented producer. He has worked on many great shows, and he knows how to bring out the best in actors. A fun fact is that he's the father of actress Sanaa Lathan, who has been in many movies.
So he was good looking?
No. Sorry, just not my type.
Stan didn't just direct some episodes. He was also one of the executive producers. That means he helped make big choices about the show. Both Winifred and Stan worked closely together to make the show a success. At first, Winifred wasn't sure if she wanted to work with Steve Harvey. She had never worked closely with a stand-up comedian before.
I had been approached with Steve Harvey before, but I didn't really feel like he was quite my cup of tea. And I had not worked with too many stand-ups.
Also, Steve's earlier show, Me and the Boys, had been canceled.
Watching, oh, you got drool all in the corner of your mouth. Ooh,
So, there were doubts. But everything changed when Stan got involved. Winifred trusted Stan because of his experience. She respected his opinion. Since he believed in the idea, she decided to give the project a try. That decision turned out to be the right one.
But I ended up doing it with Stan Lathan, came to me, and he's somebody who I've known for a long time and respect very much. And he was involved with Steve, and so that's how I got into that.
Steve Harvey's dream of being on TV started a long time ago. When he was in 6th grade, his teacher asked the class what they wanted to be when they grew up. Steve said, "I want to be on TV." But at that time, he had a strong stutter. Some people laughed. Others didn't believe he could do it. But Steve didn't give up. He worked hard and stayed focused. Years later, his dream came true. The Steve Harvey Show was proof that if you don't give up, you can reach your dreams. Steve Harvey and Sean "Diddy" Combs have known each other since the early 1990s. Their friendship started when both were still growing in their careers. Steve was building his name as a stand-up comedian, while Diddy was rising in the music world as a producer and businessman.
Can you feel me? Do that. Do that. Do it. Do that.
They met at events, talked often, and found they had a lot of respect for each other. As they got closer, they started to work together more. Steve would show up at Diddy's music events, not just as a guest, but sometimes even on stage or helping host. Diddy also returned the favor. He supported Steve's TV work, sometimes helping behind the scenes with music and promotions. Working together also helped their brands grow stronger. Diddy was known not only for music, but also for his businesses like Bad Boy Records, Sean John Clothing, Ciroc Vodka, and Revolt TV. There are also stories about Steve helping Diddy in hard times. According to some reports, though not confirmed, actor Samuel L. Jackson once said that Steve helped protect Diddy's name when bad news came out. Steve has a lot of respect in the media, and people trust him. So, when there were rumors or problems around Diddy, having Steve's support may have helped calm things down. Steve may have spoken up or used his good image to make people look at Diddy in a better light. If true, this shows just how deep their friendship is, going beyond fun and business to truly looking out for each other. For years, Steve Harvey has joked about and endorsed baby oil on his talk shows. On the surface, this seems innocent, a light-hearted way to promote self-care. But now, with the recent federal investigation, many are questioning whether Harvey unknowingly or even knowingly helped make Diddy's parties seem safe. After all, who would suspect baby oil of being weaponized? But why would Harvey, a man known for his family-first mentality, be connected to something so disturbing? Was it simply a coincidence, or is there a deeper involvement? Some sources suggest that Steve Harvey has long been a handler for Diddy's parties, helping him maintain his public image while these freak-off parties continued in secret. But it's not just the freak-off parties that Steve Harvey has allegedly been handling.
Cameras all over the house and 100,000
bottles of baby oil.
Yeah, what? That's all the bottles.
Nah, that's AI. That's gotta be AI. That's gotta be AI.
I don't know if it's AI. I think that's real. I think it was lube and baby oil.
Over the years, there have been clues that Harvey might have been trying to sabotage the investigation into Tupac's death, always steering attention away from Diddy.
A fatal shooting, but he couldn't survive a second. Rap star Tupac Shakur died last night after a brief life in a rough business. He was 25.
It's no secret that there are long-standing rumors about Diddy's involvement in Tupac's murder.
Hell's the day you put out a hit, the day Diddy admits that he put the hit out, they got pop kill.
And when you consider Diddy's possible motives, like financial gain and eliminating competition, it starts to make sense. Thankfully, more evidence has emerged that supports these claims. Authorities recently arrested Keffe D, a former associate of Diddy's, who was also there the night Tupac was killed. Keffe D revealed in interviews that he knows who was responsible for Tupac's death, pointing the finger at Diddy.
And he basically, he's a dirty yeah, and he even said that, like, in retrospect.
Keffe D admitted he was involved in the incident because he was promised a large sum of money, though he claims he never got paid. Keffe also told Puffy that he was low on ammunition when his house was raided, adding another layer of suspicion. Despite all this, Steve has allegedly made it his mission to protect Diddy, cleaning up his image whenever the media tries to connect him to something shady. But when he is not cleaning up Diddy's image, Steve Harvey is allegedly pairing up his daughter with the disgraced hip-hop mogul. Well, it seems Steve may have been one of those Diddy used these tapes to control, and Cat Williams has been telling the tea for the longest time, because you won't believe how high on Steve's neck Diddy had his boot. According to Cat's sensational revelations, the author of the most respected relationship guide sold her stepdaughter to the music mogul Diddy for cash and, well, his silence. It is alleged that sometime in the 1990s and early 2000s, Harvey attended the famous Diddy parties, and the music mogul taped him, which he has been using against him for years. Kat now insinuates that Harvey allowed her daughter to date both Diddy and his son because of this big secret. Think about it. This man's shtick is literally helping people find love. But here he is watching his daughter date a father and son? Seems sketchy. Money Mike believes Harvey reportedly considers her stepdaughter Lori nothing but an ATM card. Kat's few cents on this are fueled by the belief that bringing Lori and Diddy together right after Kim Porter's passing.
Diddy's ex, Kim Porter, is found dead at 47. E! News can confirm that the model and actress who dated Sean Diddy Combs for 13 years was found dead at her home in Los Angeles.
Back in 2019, Diddy and Lori were spotted hanging out together again. But this time, the two were seen getting lunch with Lori's famous father, Steve Harvey. Can you imagine that? The hip-hop mogul and the then 22-year-old star were all smiles and seemed to enjoy a beautiful sunny day in Nerano, Italy. During their daytime outing, the 67-year-old talk show host and his wife, Marjorie Harvey, joined the pair for a fancy feast. According to TMZ, Lori has been a longtime family friend, which comes as no surprise. The Harvey family and Combs have been intertwined for years, with Diddy and Steve Harvey sharing a friendship that dates back to at least 2005. Lori, meanwhile, has navigated the celebrity world on her terms, linked with prominent figures in music and sports. Despite rampant speculation and paparazzi attention, Lori and Diddy's relationship was never officially confirmed. They were first romantically linked in the summer of 2019, but both parties kept their personal lives private. Diddy's son, Justin Combs, whom Lori was allegedly connected to previously, commented vaguely on their relationship, noting their privacy preference. As earlier mentioned, the pair made headlines with their globe-trotting travel adventures. In July 2019, they were spotted in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, followed by a trip to Italy, where they dined with Lori's parents. These outings, particularly the intimate Italian lunches and their appearance in matching outfits in Manhattan, fueled the rumors. It was even rumored that Lori might have gotten engaged at one point. But Harvey quickly shut that down.
Because I'm so quiet, there's been so many stories that have been made up about me. Like I've seen stories about me.
Lori dismissed rumors that she and Diddy are betrothed after she was photographed at a Ciroc event donning a large rock on her ring finger. "I'm not engaged," she wrote in response to the rumors. "Stop believing everything y'all read on a blog." By October 2019, signs pointed towards a split. Lori reportedly unfollowed Diddy on Instagram, a modern indicator of relationship troubles. Sources close to Diddy described the relationship as a fun fling, with Diddy focusing on healing and his family. According to a source linked with Diddy, the source told E! News, he and Lori had a fun fling, but Diddy is still healing and focusing on himself right now. He is not ready to be in a long-term committed relationship and is focusing on his kids right now. Interestingly, Lori dismissed rumors about her dating history shortly after, specifically addressing the speculation about her and the Combs family. When the rumor came to light that she had allegedly dated both Diddy and his son, Justin Dior Combs, she denied it, saying, "I've heard I dated a father and son before. Absolutely not true." As you would expect, fans took to social media to express themselves, tweeting, "So Steve Harvey couldn't provide for his daughter to the point that she ended up receiving money from Brother Love." Another one added, "Steve Harvey letting his daughter date Diddy when she was 22. 23 is crazy. On a double date is crazy. WTF is going on." When the Steve Harvey show first came on TV, many critics didn't like it.
I'm gonna guess that would be you, or else there would be no point to this whole story.
A well-known magazine called Variety gave it a bad review. They said it had too many jokes based on old and tired ideas. For example, they mentioned the show used too many jokes about big butts and old-school slang, like jive talk. These types of jokes didn't impress them. They thought the humor was cheap and didn't add much value. But even though the critics weren't happy, Regular viewers liked Steve Harvey. People enjoyed watching him because he had charm.
Did I date your sister?
No.
He was funny and made people laugh, even when the jokes or stories weren't that strong. His personality helped the show stay popular with fans for several years. Still, not everyone was happy with how the show treated women. Some people thought it showed old-fashioned ideas about what women should be like. Steve's character, who played a teacher, often acted like a macho man. He didn't always listen to the women around him, and sometimes he would ignore what they had to say. Some people believed this sent a bad message. It made it look like it was okay for men to talk over women or not take them seriously. That bothered many viewers, especially women who wanted to see female characters treated with more respect. Another problem was how the women on the show were shown. The female characters often seemed like they were there just to support the male characters or be the punchline in a joke. Some of the women were shown as being loud, sassy, or only interested in men.
You got a date for the wedding?
Not yet, but I need to invite someone I can ditch in case I see a cuter guy.
This made some viewers feel like the show wasn't giving women strong or smart roles. Instead, it felt like the women were stuck in old, outdated roles that didn't show how real women live today.
You got something in your eye.
Yeah. You. I'm just trying to look out for you. You know, you ain't been fine long enough to know all the game.
The show was also criticized for something called colorism. This means treating people differently based on how light or dark their skin is, even if they are from the same race. On the Steve Harvey show, some fans noticed that characters with lighter skin were often shown as more successful or better off. Meanwhile, characters with darker skin didn't always get the same treatment. People felt this was unfair. It looked like the show was sending a message that lighter skin was more beautiful or more valuable. And that's a big problem, especially in the Black community. Colorism has been an issue for a long time. In many places, people with lighter skin are often seen as more attractive or more likely to succeed. But this kind of thinking hurts people with darker skin. It can make them feel like they don't matter or that they're not good enough. Many fans wish the Steve Harvey show would have talked about this issue in a more open and honest way. Instead of showing one side, they wanted the show to celebrate all skin tones and make everyone feel seen and valued. One of the popular characters on the show was Cedric the Entertainer.
Thank you, Regina. I do clean up good, don't I?
He played Steve Harvey's best friend. Cedric's character was the funny guy. He was cool, but also shown as a bit lazy and not very serious about life. While some people laughed at his jokes and thought he was entertaining, others were not so happy. They felt his character was based on a stereotype about Black men, that they are only funny, irresponsible, and don't work hard.
Smell like feet, but you know that aroma usually make me doze off quicker anyway.
When a TV show keeps showing this same type of character again and again, it can make people believe it's true in real life, and that's not right. Behind the scenes, things weren't always easy either. There were reports that Steve Harvey had problems with the producers of the show. They didn't always agree on how the show should go. Steve wanted the show to be more funny, while the producers wanted to add more serious stories. Steve didn't like that. He felt the drama was taking away from the fun. He believed you can talk about serious things like drug use or teen pregnancy in a funny way, but the network didn't agree. They thought those topics were too serious for a comedy show. There were also arguments about how the characters should be shown. Steve wanted his character to feel real and connect with people watching at home, but the producers had different ideas. This made the work environment stressful. Steve started to feel unhappy on set. He didn't enjoy the show as much anymore. For someone like him, who had made a career out of being funny and joyful, not enjoying his work was a big problem. It made the experience of working on the show less fun than it should have been. Terri Vaughn, who played Levita, also had her share of struggles. Playing Levita made her famous, but not everyone liked the character. Some people judged Terri for how Levita acted on the show. They didn't understand that she was just playing a role.
Lovita Alizé Jenkins, administrative assistant. That's my title.
Terri worked hard to bring Lovita to life, but some people thought the character was too loud or acted too ghetto. Groups like the NAACP even said the character didn't give a good image of black women. But Terri didn't see it that way. Terri said she grew up around women like Lovita, and she felt proud to represent them. To her, Lovita was real. She wasn't just a joke. She was a voice for the girls Terri grew up with. People like Lovita are part of the world, and Terri wanted to show that on TV. Even though some people didn't like the character, others did. Terri even won 3 Image Awards for playing Lovita. That showed her that many fans connected with the role and appreciated her work.
Lovita Alizé Jenkins, administrative assistant.
After the Steve Harvey show, Terri got a chance to do something different. She was cast in the show Soul Food, where she played a more serious character. This was a big opportunity for her. It helped her show that she could act in different kinds of roles. She was very thankful to Felicia Henderson, the producer of Soul Food, for giving her a chance to grow as an actress. It helped her move past being just the funny girl and prove she had talent in serious roles too. Terri also spoke about Steve Harvey himself. She said he's always been cocky, which means he sometimes acted like he was better than others. But she also said he hasn't changed much over the years. He's always been the same person, whether he was talking to her, to Cedric, or to someone else. The only thing that changed was his position in life. Now that he's more famous and successful, people pay more attention to what he says. So even though the Steve Harvey show made people laugh, it also faced many problems. From how it showed women, to colorism, to racial jokes, and behind-the-scenes drama, there were serious things to think about. Not everyone agreed on what was right or wrong, but it's clear that the show had an impact, both good and bad.